This professional development video for Mathletics teachers and administrators will provide a guided tour of both the student and teacher consoles and suggest best practices for implementing Mathletics in your school. Students will log into the Mathletics student console using the username and password provided on his or her login card. Teachers have the ability to print sign-in cards at any time through the teacher console, which we will explore later in the training. If this is the first time that students are logging into Mathletics, they will first get to choose their avatar or their virtual Mathletics persona through the FaceMaker. They can return to the FaceMaker to adjust their characteristics at any time. There are two student interfaces, primary for grades K to 6 and secondary for grades 7 and above. This student is a third grader using the primary interface. Front and center, the student sees the topics or domains that they will be working on throughout the year. By clicking inside the bars, students can view the individual activity names to choose from. Each domain begins with an "Are you ready?" or an assessment of pre-existing knowledge, and ends with a test or a summative assessment of the concepts within that domain. Students also have the ability to access easier and harder activities on the bottom of the screen, which support and extend learning based on the concepts in that domain. Students click on an activity to begin working. With the exception of the "Are you ready?" and test, each activity contains 10 questions. Activities are adaptive, meaning if the student answers a few items correctly, they'll receive material that is more challenging. If the student answers incorrectly, the material will become less challenging for them but will still support the concept. When a student responds to an item and clicks Submit, they receive immediate feedback. If the answer is incorrect, the program provides the correct answer. Several of our Mathletics teachers suggest that this is a good time to have students record corrections to activity items in a math journal while in the computer lab or for homework. One aspect of the activities that teachers love is the question mark feature on the left-hand side of the activity. This is the interactive support, which provides help for students who are unsure of how to go about responding to an activity item. The student can work at his or her own pace by clicking the play button at the bottom and following along as the program works out the answer to a similar item to the one on the screen. Once they're finished, they can return back to the item and respond. Now if the student responds incorrectly, they can go back to the question mark, and the interactive support will walk through the solution to the exact item that the student was working on. Once a student completes an activity, he or she is provided with a summary of his progress. A color-coded progress bar will appear next to the activity name. Gold bars on activities are awarded with 85% or higher, so challenge students to go for the gold. Students receive 10 points per correct activity item. Points from activities and the live Mathletics section of the site, which we will explore in just a moment, accumulate daily and weekly. Daily points can earn students a top spot on the Mathletics Daily Student Hall of Fame, and points throughout the week can be traded in for a certificate after reaching 1,000 points. Many teachers like to challenge their students to earn certificates during the year and on school breaks to keep up the momentum and support retention. Students can also receive credits for several other actions in the student console, for example, completing an activity for the first time or beating their own score. Credits are a second incentive which can be used in the Avatar store to purchase accessories or other items for their virtual self. Try or buy the items, no returns or exchanges. Let's move on to live Mathletics. Here, students compete in 60-second fluency challenges against up to 3 of their peers in real time. Students are matched together by speed and accuracy averages to make the best match for their ability. The notation at the top lets you know how many users are online right now. Students choose to play against the world, the computer, within their school, or within their class, provided that there are other students in the school and class online at the same time who choose the same level. This seems to work well if your school has a computer lab and the students can compete against each other. The 10 levels on the left side increase in difficulty, 10 being the most difficult. Students choose a difficulty level and click Go to answer questions in real time. Live Mathletics follows baseball rules, so 3 incorrect answers and you're out of the game. You can keep track of this by the red X's under the student name. The vertical red line represents the student's personal best. So we're not only competing against each other, but also competing against ourselves to beat our own personal best score. At the end of the game, the student can view a summary and the points they've earned. Students earn 1 point per correct answer in live Mathletics. If you'll remember from earlier, curriculum questions are worth 10 points, so students will quickly realize that if their assignment is to earn a certificate, they can earn it much faster by working on curriculum activities in addition to live Mathletics. Most of the time, we see that students earn certificates using a combination of both. Curriculum and live Mathletics are the only two sections of the site where students can earn points. The last section of the student console we'll explore is the concept search. This is our interactive encyclopedia of math terms that can be adjusted by difficulty level. The 4 dog icons at the bottom represent general levels of difficulty of math terms. Students can search for terms and interact with the explanations or examples. Some of our teachers use this as a tool to begin a lesson by having students look up the math terms that they'll come across in a particular unit and discuss or record them in a journal. Moving on to the secondary interface, this interface is similar to the primary. However, some of the more primary options on the right are replaced with self-guided learning options like interactives, videos, and ebooks, which we'll view in the teacher console. The progress of secondary students is measured with medals instead of progress bars. All students log out using the icon at the top of the screen. Now let's move on to the teacher console. Teachers log into their teacher console homepage with username and password. Links for printing sign-in cards and certificates are at the bottom of the screen. We're going to jump right into the Demonstrations tab, which is your personal demo student console. Teachers love to use this for modeling and demonstration purposes because it's automatically set to your student's course and you see exactly what they see when they log in. You have all the functionalities of the student console, including live Mathletics, concept search, and all activities and assessments. The favorite part of this tab for most teachers is the question mark feature within the activities. This feature provides unlimited examples of activity items with just the push of a button. Choose another example or an easier or harder example at the bottom to bring up additional items. To return to the Teacher Console homepage, click the Home button. The Results tab is your automated gradebook and assignment center, which is exactly aligned to the course your students are following. You'll notice the domains on the top of the screen mirror the domain bars in the student console. The first layer shows how students performed on the summative assessment for that domain, just as in the student console. Click the domain link at the top to see how students performed on individual tasks, where students will see progress bars. Hover over the score to view more information about the student's progress. To assign an activity, first click the action bar at the top to preview an activity or view the guide to determine which one applies to your instruction. To assign an activity for a student, click the box for that student and it will turn yellow. You can also click the action bar triangle at the top to choose to assign to all students in bulk or students who scored lower or haven't attempted the activity. Once students have been assigned an activity, they're immediately locked out of all other sections of the student console until they have completed the activity. Up to 10 activities can be assigned. However, we suggest a maximum of 2 at a time for younger students and 3 for older students to keep the motivation up. The number next to the student name will show the total number of activities assigned to each student. When a student completes an assigned activity, the yellow will disappear and the new score will appear. To view reports for students, click the Reports tab. Weekly Summary will show participation points and progress per week. Click on the actual number of participation points to view a detailed report for each student. View overall student reports in Report Generator. And set minimum levels of live Mathletics through Live Maths Report. Click the link at the bottom to block students out of easier levels of live Mathletics individually or in bulk by class. Our Mathletics ebooks provide additional printable material to support your classroom instruction and Mathletics course. All teachers have access to all ebooks regardless of their student's grade level. Upper-level grade ebooks also include interactive activities and videos, which are available in the student console as well. Click to download a book and view all the pages, or view by chapter and print. Your class information is located in the Classes section, where you can view student login information and differentiate student work. Differentiate courses for students using the New Group tab. Input the details of your new group and drag student names in to immediately set a new course for those students. Students will never see reference to the grade level, name of the course, or group they're working within. To move students back into the original group, drag the student name back into that group. The unassigned box should not be used unless the student has left the school. This unassigns the student username and password, and the student account will no longer be active. Courses are automatically set at the beginning of the year for teachers and students, but teachers always have the ability to create courses from scratch or edit courses for specific groups of students in the Courses tab. The Assessment section allows you to diagnose, target, assign practice, and assess student knowledge, and can be used for both formative and summative assessment. Take a look at this particularly for diagnosing student prior knowledge and at the end of a unit or year. There are many other functions of the Teacher Console that we didn't explore today, so feel free to explore on your own. Every action in the Teacher Console can be undone, so don't be afraid to play around and see how everything works. Administrators have all the same functions as teachers do through the Mathletics Admin section of the Admin Console, with the addition of having access to all classes, teachers, and students. The Mathletics School Support and Success Team works with teachers and administrators every day to help implement Mathletics to support specific school objectives and goals. Please contact us anytime to let us know how we can best help to support you and your students. Call us at 866-387-9139, email usa@3plearning.com, or email your implementation manager directly. Good luck and congratulations on implementing Mathletics in your school.